Glad to have you join us on the news this night. My name is Loveth Onyebuchi. Let's begin with the headlines. Wife of the State Governor inaugurates Center of Excellence in Eye Research, Training and Patient Care at David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu. Managing Director, Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority says 20% of the over 50 free trade zones in the country are non-operational. Israeli Prime Minister vows to open gates of hell in Gaza if Hamas does not return all Israeli hostages. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Uzamaka Winfrey, has inaugurated a center of excellence in eye research, training and patient care at the David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu. Mrs. Winfrey made the inauguration at the ultra-modern edifice built at the university complex, charging them to take proper care of eye deficiencies of the rural populace. Government's correspondent Pauline Wanirewe has more.
The pet project of the wife of the governor, Better Health for Rural Women, Children and Internally Displaced Persons Foundation, BEWO, in collaboration with the David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu, through the Multipurpose Eye Center, enhance accessibility to eye care services, increase awareness about regular eye examinations, and provide affordable eye care solutions for individuals, especially the rural dwellers. Commending the foresight of the Minister for Works, Senator David Umahi, and the State Governor, Chief Francis Nwifuru, over the creation of laudable projects to improve the livelihood of Ebonyi people, Mrs. Nwifuru promised that the present administration would work towards eradication of poverty, hunger, while taking health care and education with utmost seriousness.
Healthcare is the bedrock of any striving society, and the access to quality eye care remains a fundamental right that should be available to all, regardless of our social or economic status. Today, BEWO Foundation and David Umahi Investing takes an important step in ensuring that no one in Ebonyi State suffers from avoidably blindness or visual impairment due to lack of proper and medical attention.
The Vice-Chancellor, David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu, Professor Jesse Uneke, while taking Mrs. Nwifuru round the health edifice, promised to partner her foundation to give people the best health care delivery services. Professor Uneke said that the purpose of the eye center would be to research, train medical students, establish mobile eye care units, community outreach, and treatment.
Research and development in eye diseases. In addition to excellent eye care services, the Dufus Eye Center will integrate scientific theory and practice in the management of people with eye diseases. The center will undertake cutting-edge research into eye diseases with latest technologies and advanced evidence-based practice.
Others, including Pro-Chancellor Dr. Adebayo Shitu, the Provost, College of Medicine, Mrs. Esther Juluchukwu, former Commissioner for Health, Dr. Daniel Mezurike, and Eze Godwin Okoro, called on Nigerians to visit Dufus for quality medical treatment and education.
It has been my burning desire, having seen the wonderful and unequal services being provided or potentially being provided by this university. It had been my ambition or aspiration to ensure that the Nigerian press is brought here for the purpose of ensuring that these university and its benefits are not reserved for people of the Southeast alone.
Global Achiever Desoneke, we are very delighted to have all these things and the centers of excellence. You are all welcome, and we invite you for further commissioning.
People were encouraged to come out en masse to embrace the university's outreach to be held in March this year. Pauline Wanirewe, Salt TV News.
Concerned residents of Izzi local government area have commended Governor Francis Nwifuru for the dualization of Ovudechi Waterworks Road. In the special report, Emmanuel Onyebe has been monitoring the pace of work in some ongoing projects across the state. Sampled opinion of some residents within the project site. Emmanuel Onyebe has the details.
Speaking on the pace of the transition of Ovudechi of Ngwabaja Nwofe Road, the coordinator of Area Development Center, Mr. Stephen Iboko, said the dualization of the road is a welcome development as the road connects Izego Market, which gives access route to Onanyamo, Ovudechi, of Nwofe Market, with profound impact on the socio-economic development of the entire state.
If I should say on behalf of my people, everybody, as far as the community, the DC is concerned, everybody is happy with him because he has done above expectation. They are the one even telling me, not even me, myself telling them what to do or how to behave. They said anybody around this place who is not clapping.
He said the road, when completed, would not only improve the safety and efficiency of transportation, but boost the volume of trade and commerce, as well as have a positive impact on the local economy through jobs creation, stimulation of economic growth, and improvement in the quality of life for the people living within that axis.
I'm thanking His Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, the right builder, Prince Bonia Nwiburu, Francis Obonia Nwiburu, for helping the traditional ruler, building them 2-kilometer road for traditional rulers in Ebonyi State as a whole, and the building of duplex house for Ebonyi State traditional rulers, all not for easy local government, not for easy only, all from Ebonyi State. I'm thanking him.
Even the road from Ovudechi to Ofrekpakpaja to Ngwagbaja to Abakaliki, everybody is happy with that road. Every market woman, farmers, businessman is very, very happy, and we congratulate the governor of Ebonyi State. I don't know that the type of work they in Nigeria get.
The traditional ruler of Ezanyimego Autonomous Community of his local government area and second deputy chairman Ebonyi State Traditional Rulers Council, Ezelan Singwizi, who is the beneficiary of the ongoing duplexes approved by Governor Francis Nwifuru for traditional rulers in the state, and the 2-kilometer road awarded within his community, and All Progressive Congress APC chieftain and community leader from Ofrekwe village of Ofrekwe community of his local government area, Chivunwa Zwegbe, described the ongoing projects within their vicinity as life-saving projects. They encourage Ebonians to remain supportive of the present administration policies and programs in order to continue attracting more dividends of democracy. The dualization of the road that connects Izogo to Ovudechi Ofrekwe community to Nwofe Market down to Waterworks involves construction of new road, upgrading of existing infrastructure such as culverts and bridges, acquisition of land, as well as relocation of public utilities such as electricity, poles, and water pipelines. At Nwofe Podma Internal Road, some contractors who were seen in their site, including Mr. Sebastian Ojogo and Chelsea Okeze, promised to finish the project at the stipulated period and according to contractual agreement.
Moving on, the chairman of Ebonyi State Local Advisory Committee, Mr. Oliver Mbam, says the government would have no other option than to stop the salaries of local government workers who have formed the habit of absenting themselves from work without reasonable excuses. Mr. Mbam drummed the hate at Ebiaji, the council headquarters of Ezanos local government area, when he led members of the Committee on Monitoring of Workers' Attendance to work, as well as inspecting of projects in line with Governor Francis Nwifuru's People's Charter of Needs policy for socio-economic and infrastructural development of the state. BBC reporter Matthew Anyigo has the details.
The local government advisory committee chairman, who expressed dissatisfaction over the poor attitude of some council workers to work, described it as unacceptable. The situation whereby only 12 staff out of over 300 staff strength of the Ezanod local government area reported to work as at 11 a.m. when the committee visited. He warned that gone are the days when people will be receiving salaries without coming to work, thereby sabotaging government's efforts at providing quality service to the citizenry and assured of government's reward to those who take their job seriously.
We went to Ezanod only 12 staffs was attendance in the duty. No HOD works, no secretary, vice chairman, no other principal officers, even supervisors, ward councillors. It's only 12 staffs, and it was not impressed. We are not happy.
Other members of the committee, including Mr. Obina Nweke, Mr. Tony Nkama, and the secretary of the committee, Mr. Brutus Orogo, among others, who also expressed displeasure over the poor attitude, say government is going to adopt stringent measures, including sacking of those presumed staff in government's payroll that does not come to work, so as to enable government cater for only those in its employ, stressing that it is appalling that no officials of the council were present, including the council chairman, his vice, the head of personnel management, vice councillors, among others, at the time of the visit.
Go and tell other staffs they should call their work important, because this time we must also seize the salary, but we are not playing, and the governor cannot be here and be there. Since we are here for him, we must have to do the needful. So I'm trying to encourage you people, go and take your job serious.
Members of the Local Government Advisory Committee, our duty is to advise the governor on the general services of the local government. And we want to repeat our visit again to that local government. If we repeat our visit to that local government and they discover the same attitude of workers to work, we have no other option than to recommend that the government should stop paying the workers.
And we want to look at the environment and see what is happening. Because if we had met the chairman, there are other things we would have done.
However, at the Ezza South Local Government Council, the story was slightly different, as appreciable number of over 100 staff out of over 300 staff were present at their duty posts as at 12:30 p.m. The committee chairman, Mr. Oliver Mbam, commended them and urged them to redouble their efforts to achieve the desired objectives of the present administration of Governor Francis Nwifuru. Responding, the chairman of Ezza South Local Government Council, Mrs. Eufemia Nwale, attributed the ugly trend of workers' poor attitude to work to e-payment, where some staff who were not within the state received their salaries through e-payment without coming to work, stressing that the council is going to adopt table payment henceforth to checkmate the ugly trend.
We will just drop the money. The platform will distribute money to everybody. They will not know those coming to work and those who are not coming to work. So the reason is we are paying through e-payment. If we stop the e-payment, we only pay the staff you see in the office. That's the only person who pay. And with that, many of them will sit up to do their work.
The committee later visited various project sites in the council areas, including Palm Seedling Farm, Poultry Farm, Link Bridges, and the ongoing 5-kilometer Okofia and Sokara Road, where the committee commended the gesture as the villagers, including Mr. Ikechukwu Nweke, appreciated the government for initiating the projects, which they said were of immense benefit to them. Matthew Ayigo. So,
similarly, Ebonyi State Local Government Advisory Committee has taken over monitoring and familiarization visits to Hozura and Onitsha local government areas to ascertain the level of response to policies and government expectations and good governance in their areas. Soul TV reporter Charles Olejino covered the visits to the two local government areas respectively.
As part of the local government sector inaugurated by Governor Francis Nwifuru, the Local Government Advisory Committee was formed as part of good governance and independent body to provide advice on decision-making and community participation in line with the council plan and expectation to execute their roles more successfully. At the Hozura local government area, it was observed that administrative offices were empty and workers were bereaved and went out for burial of two senior staff of the council during the visit led by the committee chairman, Honorable Oliver Mbam, and his secretary, Honorable Brutus Orogo. At Onitsha local government area, the committee frowned at the absence of the chairman, the HPM, and the local government secretary, while the council was observed to be completely empty and abandoned.
We visited Hozura, but it's quite unfortunate that Hosra chairman is bereaved because he lost 2 principal officers.
In our capacity, by virtue of Law 004, that were empowered to visit the local government, not just the local government, to monitor and advise the governor on issues relating to the local government. When we got to Onitsha, we were not happy with what we saw, though we are still trying to communicate with the chairman to know what happened, because we informed him as well, but we didn't see anybody.
The Director of Personnel Management in Ohozra Local Government Area, Mrs. Nnenna Ben Igwenyi, and Deputy Director of Administration Department in Onitsha Local Government Area, Mrs. Juliet Okoro, responded by seeking for forgiveness.
I want to apologize. If I had seen your letter, I would have gotten contact to the chairman or the secretary and we reschedule.
On Mondays, we normally observe sit at home here. On Mondays, we don't normally come to work on. Forgive us.
The committee, however, left with plan to reschedule their visit for effective and efficient monitoring and checkmate the activities of the workers at the local government council. Charles Olejino.
The news continues after this short break. Welcome back to the news. Now we'll begin with a report from Ogun State, where police operators in Ogun State have killed a member of an armed robbery syndicate operating along the Shagamu-Ijebode area of the state. A spokesperson for the Ogun State Police Command, Omolola Odotula, said the armed robbers were operating opposite the Western University before the multiple bridges along the expressway.
The divisional police officer Odogbolu received a report that armed robbers had blocked the Shagamu-Ijebode highway opposite Western University before the multiple bridge, and immediately the information was received, he mobilized his patrol team and in collaboration with patrol teams from Obalande and Ameteku, who responded swiftly to the situation. During the encounter, one of the robbers was fatally injured, while others escaped through a nearby bush with bullet wounds. A gun was recovered from the scene, and the corpse of the neutralized robber has been deposited at the Ijebode General Hospital morgue. She said efforts are currently underway in apprehending the fleeing suspect, adding that further developments will be communicated. According to Odutola, the State Commissioner of Police, Lanre Ogunlowo, has ordered the continued patrol and monitoring of the highway to ensure the safety of commuters.
The Managing Director of the Nigeria Exports Processing Zone Authority, NEBZA, Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi, says 20 of the over 50 free trade zones in the country are non-operational. However, the agency is working to revive them to strengthen the free trade zones in the country and make them more attractive to investors, the report.
Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi said that if export processing zone in the country is a misnomer, that it was the title given way back in 1992 when the focus was an enclave specifically to promote and process export. But over the past 30 years, the concept has changed. Many countries by law changed their titles to free trade zone. They are now diverse in other fields, and their focus is not just on exports. So the term around the world now is to use the special economic zone. He further disclosed that about 55 or 56 zones are being developed, reflecting that in Dubai, one zone has about 5,000 enterprises, companies under it, against some of our zones where the highest number of companies is about 1985. The NEBSA chief said that most successful zones are in the Lagos axis, in line with the foresight of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who, when he was governor of Lagos State, established a huge stretch of land area along the coastline and had been marked to be a free trade zone, which includes Lekki Free Trade Zone, which is jointly owned. 40% owned by the Lagos State government, 60% owned by the Chinese government.
Away from Nigeria to India, where at least 18 people died during a stampede at a railway station in India's capital, New Delhi, when surging crowds scrambled to catch trains to the world's largest religious gathering, officials and reports said. The Kumbh Mela attracts tens of millions of Hindu faithful every 12 years to the northern city of Prayagraj and has history of crowd-related disasters, the report.
The rush at the train station in New Delhi appeared to break out Saturday as crowds struggled to board trains for the ongoing event, which will end on February 26th. According to eyewitnesses, about 11 persons who were injured, most of them are stable and have orthopedic injuries. Broadcaster NDTV reported 3 more dead from the stampede, quoting an official of another hospital in the city. Those dead were mostly women and children. Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw said a high-level inquiry had been ordered into the causes of the accident. Vaishnaw said additional special trains were being run from New Delhi to clear the rush of devotees. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was distressed by the stampede.
Still on the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to open the gates of hell in Gaza if Hamas does not return all hostages, pointing to a joint U.S.-Israeli strategy to take on the Palestinian militants.
According to Israeli Prime Minister, Israel has a common strategy and would not always share the details of this strategy with the public, including when the gates of hell will be opened, as they surely will if all the hostages were not released until the last one, he said in a joint statement with visiting U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The unequivocal support of the United States on Gaza will help achieve these objectives faster and set Israel on a path for a different future, Netanyahu said. He added that he discussed with Rubio, U.S. President Donald Trump's bold vision for Gaza will work to ensure that the vision becomes a reality. Trump recently suggested that U.S. take over the Gaza Strip and turn it into a Riviera of the Middle East, while resettling the territory's 2 million Palestinian residents in other countries such as Egypt and Jordan. However, the proposal has triggered global outrage as Rubio acknowledged that Trump's proposal for Gaza may have shocked and surprised many. But he said the president also been very bold about his view of what the future for Gaza should be, not what he termed the same tired ideas of the past, but something that is bold and that frankly took courage and vision.
Just before we go on the news tonight, recap of the major stories. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Uzamaka Nwifuru, has inaugurated a Center of Excellence in Eye Research, Training and Patient Care at the David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu. The Managing Director of the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority, NEBSA, Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi, says 20 of the over 50 free trade zones in the country are non-operational. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to open the gates of hell in Gaza if Hamas does not return all hostages, pointing to a joint U.S.-Israeli strategy to take on the Palestinian militants. Many thanks for your time. My name is Loveth Onyebuchi. Good night.